So this is the bite I got from Higgins yesterday when I was trying to put the interior in. And it's funny because the previous owner, when I was driving him over to the house here to see Higgins after I'd painted him yellow, we drove by hospital is just down the street. And he says, "Oh, you own a British car. You're going to need that place." And I thought he was right yesterday. And there is the offending surface right there. Sorry if my hand's shaking. That thing right there. That's the kind of edge medieval weapons had on them. I think the Brits were just still mad about the whole colonies seceding from the empire. So they put that on the US models at least. Probably all the export models. I don't know, but it got me yesterday. I was afraid I was going to need stitches. But luckily my head's calloused up enough from aircraft bites that it just kind of oozed a little blood and then scabbed over. All right, we've got our block clamped and glued. So we're going to put fresh coat glue on this. And put this in place. I don't want my head in the way. There we go. Okay. All right, we'll let that set up. We might get door panels on today. That would be super sweet. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I've punched through the back side of the door panel with the ice pick here. Marked our holes. And this is how they go on. Just like that. As you saw in the picture that I put on the yesterday's video. I'm going to take the side curtain mounts, make sure all our holes are good, and pilot drill them. I got to get a back one. That's this one. Especially the ones I did the repairs on. Pilot drill them. Then we're going to hang this door panel. Okay, we're going to hang the holes that are good. We're going to go ahead and install the screws. And I'm sure someone's going to have a fit because I'm not using flathead screws. This is not a restoration. There we go. This one has 2 matchsticks glued in it. So, see, this one's just a little bit low, but there's not much I can do about it. So, we're going to make it fit. See how painful it is when the door panel's there too. Alright, it'll go. It'll do. Alright, they're temp hung with 2 screws in each. I'll use these 4 screws to get it positioned on the door, and then we're kind of committed. Let's do it. There we got a problem. I got overhang. Okay. See if we can move this a little bit. Well, I guess it was a nice attempt in ignorance. I think they're way off. Okay, well, we were hoping. We were hoping the previous job was done well. Apparently, there is still a lot of variation in this whole process, which, okay, I should have known. So, what we'll do instead, we've got our 2 holes, our 4 holes. Get this lined up. Like I've told all my kids, when you don't get what you want, you get experience. And we just got some experience. Yeah, look how far, I don't know if you can see. Here, let me bring you in closer. Look how far off we are from that hole to there. Because that's where this lines up. So, I'm going to pilot drill these 2 holes. Because they're going into sheet metal. Well, actually, we'll pilot drill all 4. Then, yeah. And now we know for the driver's side. That's why we practice on the passenger side. At least that's why I do. So, okay, so something to make note of. My Chinesium wood screws won't even go into this sheet metal. So I had to hog out a clearance hole for the threads so they can get through this to get into the wood. I was hoping that they would self-tap into the sheet metal, but apparently 70-year-old sheet metal is tougher than, I don't know, 1-year-old Chinese wood screws. So just make a note. The other 2 won't be an issue because they're just going into wood. So go back to our small pilot hole. That one might have gone into a previous hole, I don't know. But we're here. Come on. Okay. That one's on. Might need some screws here. I don't know how much else needs to actually hold it on. Let's see how we close. Oh yeah. Plenty of room. And there it is. None of the little decorative screws installed yet. Put some on the bottom, put some along here. This is actually pretty good. I don't know that I'll put any in there. I know there's supposed to be some there, but yeah, I don't care. There we go. All right. Let's go find our rest of our screws. All right, one thing I just discovered once I tightened down all these screws, even before I got any of the other ones in, this door latch ball rubs on the panel and it interferes with smooth latch operation. So I'm going to have to bend this arm in a little bit to get the clearance that we need to make this happen nicely. So I'm going to show you something that is probably going to trigger a lot of folks. And that is, I just cut a slot in this door for the door handle, or the door release cable. When I got the door panel on and got these tight, door handle actuation was hindered. It wasn't smooth, and if you got it pulled back, it would get caught. So had to do that. Door panel will hold that in place and everything will work now. And of course, as you can tell, I perfectly matched my touch-up paint from where my bare metal is. So, but it'll all be covered by the door panel now. And the door will actually open and close just as well as it did when there was no door panel on it. So, yes, I know it's ugly, but it is what it is. Well, there it is, minus the tiny trim screws, which we'll do later. Now we're going to move over to the driver's side and get this all done. So we took a different approach with the driver door. The slot cut in the door worked okay, not great, plus it just didn't like mangling up the sheet metal. But if the original engineers had put cable provisions in the door, that would have been sweet. So we went with this to hold this end fixed, and just got to bolt that end up. We'll be ready to start messing with the door panel. The second one always takes so much less time than the first one. The first one is such a learning experience. So this probably only took me half an hour to hang. The holes were already, they lined up very well with the brackets and the door panel and everything, so that was made it much easier too. So the next thing to do is put in the fine trim screws for holding this thing on, because right now, it's got all this floppiness about it, and so that's what we'll do next. And this is what it looks like with the screws in. Now, there are probably some that go here, and I know there's some that go there, but I'm not putting them in because I don't need them. So, I found all those original holes in the door using just this and eyeball. And because, yeah, they are Swiss watch screws and little dimple washers. Imagine. I don't know if you can even see it. I put it in my hand. Yeah, my sausage is dealing with that hardware. It's not fun, but it does look good. So let's go do the passenger side. I think we'll be done for today. And here's the passenger side. All the screws and the bugs. Okay. Carpet's another day. Seat backs and covers are another day. I've got the trim panels for here. They're right here in the trunk. That's another day. That panel goes right here in front of the tank. So maybe one day I'll do all that. So, but I think they turned out pretty good. I'm gonna go back in and try and fix not necessarily fix the slot in the door, but fix the way the cable is secured in the door to be more reliable like the driver's side. Well, it's the end of another beautiful Memorial Day. I think I'm going to get Higgins here down off jacks and go drive him around before the sun goes down. Celebrate door panels, which only took 10 times as long as they should have. But hey, they're in. They look good. We'll keep pressing on, but we'll keep jumping stuff with old Higgins, because that's his prime objective, prime directive. Be jumping stuff. He's a thoroughbred. He's got to go out and stretch his legs, and I think that's what we're going to do here in a minute. So stay tuned. More things will happen. More improvements will be implemented, and we'll just continue to have a good old time on Higgins. So thanks for watching.